Hi there, it's Larky again, and I think I need to show you how to build something else. What are we building today? That little cutie over there. Okay, maybe not such a little cutie, but he's still very cute. So let me show you what you need. You'll need some pink concrete, some pink terracotta, pink stained glass, black concrete, white concrete, brown terracotta for the ears, if you want to call them that, grass block. You'll need some kind of fencing for your pigs, and you'll need some lighting and maybe a trapdoor. First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go up 4. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you'll do 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then 3. Why did I leave these little holes? That's so I can go like that with the black concrete, so that we have feet like those. Then we'll need 2 spaces in between, 1, 2, and we do exactly the same thing. Each of the legs on this little guy are very similar, down to the spots on their sides. Okay, so once we have our front feet, we're going to go back 10 squares. Let me do here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to double check because it would be very silly if it was wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'm going to do exactly the same thing and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3. And we have the same kind of feet. We'll go over 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. The wildlife is trying very hard to get in my way today. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And here we go. And now we have our feet. Now we're going to build up. The easiest way to handle the legs, I think, is to just go ahead and build the legs and then knock out. If you're in creative, it's certainly the easiest thing to do, is to build the legs up, and then just once you finish the entire construction, go in and put in your pink terracotta. But if you're not, then it would be easier, of course, to build it carefully around these things, which is the way I'm going to show you so that you can see how it works as we go. So right here on this leg, we go up 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this run goes up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one, we go 1 up, and then we have a pink terracotta, and then we fill in the rest of the way. And here's my pink terracotta. And we go up the rest of the way. And this one goes up 1, 2, 3 pink, and then a pink terracotta. 3 pink concrete, and then a pink terracotta. And we're going to do the side, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 up. You just fill it in. We're going to go up 2, 1, 2, put a piece of terracotta, and then go, here we are, up 1, terracotta, and fill in. Now on the back, most of the back is just plain old pink. Oops, and I left out one. Sorry about that. And we have this here. Then we're going to look at this side leg, and as you can see, we only have this one pink piece, pink terracotta piece that we haven't already put in, and that's right there. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the legs since they are almost identical, and I'll show you where they're different in a minute. Okay, so all of my legs are finished. There is one place where the legs are different. I don't know why they're this way, but they are. And that is on this very back leg. We need to add in a couple of pieces of terracotta. And that goes right there. It's just kind of how they worked out. Now, when we go to close this in with the pink concrete, notice that the way the pig's body works, is that it shifts forward, leaving a little bit of an overhang in the front and leaving the back legs exposed a little bit on the back. And I'm just going to go ahead and go all the way across with the pink concrete and then add in the details with the terracotta later. It's just easier at this stage for me to do it that way. And the body of the pig is, well, each leg, as you may have noticed by now, is 5 high and 4 by 4 on the bottom. The body is 9 blocks wide, 18 blocks long, and 8 blocks high. So I'm going to go ahead and do the first little bit here so you can see. Yep, it comes out one on the front, and then you're going to go all the way back and build all of this. And just like when we did our sheep, the inside of each leg is going to be hollow unless you fill it in with something. So you're definitely going to want that light to light that up if you have hostile mobs that spawn on your server. I do not on this server, so I'm not going to worry about it. And we'll go ahead and fill in this section. Oop, not very exciting, I know, I'm sorry. And if I could figure out how to do a time lapse, maybe someday I'll be that clever. But I'm still very new at all of this, so bear with me. Or not. That's up to you, of course. Well, if I could get it lined up, that would be great. Almost done with the bottom layer of the pig. Now, there may be details that need to go on the bottom layer of the pig, but frankly, since all we're looking at is the underside, I haven't worried about that overly much. Now, before I go any further, when I build one of these little piggies, I like to go ahead and put in my ladder and my trapdoor. Did I give myself a ladder? Nope, but I'll do it now. I like to go ahead and put in my ladder and my trap and set it up so I know where that's going to go. And on the inside of my pig here, I like to put it right here and go ahead and punch my hole, because ultimately the inside here will have grass all around it, and I want to go ahead and get that set up just so I can orient myself to what's going where. And there is my trapdoor. And I'm using the crimson, which is a vanilla wood, so not going to be one that's hard to find. And here we go. So then the last part here is to go ahead and put in the details. No, sorry. Then we got to build in the body. And as I said, it's 8 up. I'm going to go ahead and go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and build across. And then we'll talk about his tail. In order to do the tail, what I do is I go ahead and put in my terracotta right here on the corner. We got one piece here and one piece there. And then I have one on the very corner. And then I go down 1 and 2, over 1 and down 2, down 1 rather. Oh my goodness, I can't talk. Over 1 and down 1, sorry about that. And then there's one on the bottom corner here. And then on the back we have 1, 2, 3 pieces that come up from the splotch on the tail, on the foot. Okay, now we're going to go in and put in our spiral. And the easiest way to find where to put the spiral is that it's up from the leg 2. So I'm going to go from the leg 1, 2, and that starts my spiral. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4 wide, and then I go up 1, and over 1. Here's my 4. I'm going to fill in around the bottom so that I can then add the next layer of tail pieces. So we're going, here's that one piece on that side, and now we'll go 1, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, and now I can fill in around the next row, and I know that this is going to fill in all the way through there, just like there. Then I like to go across 1, 2, 3, and I go, there's the middle piece, the next middle piece, these two pieces here. I'll need some more pink concrete to fill in. You're going to use a lot of pink concrete for this project if you haven't already noticed that. And then one last piece of pink terracotta for the cute little tail. Now we're going to do the sides. The sides are not complicated, but they do, and I have not been precise with these. I just eyeballed it and said, okay, there's some streaks around the side that are pink terracotta, so that we get that color that we're looking for, the difference in color on the streaks on the side. I tried several different kinds of blocks to do this, and frankly, pink concrete powder, pink wool, trying to get a gradation in color, and frankly they just look diseased. So instead I decided to go with a more minimal approach and just do those two colors that I could actually, you know, stand when they were put in here, and they didn't look like my poor little pig was sick. Okay, and I'm just eyeballing it from what I have here. There's not an exact science to it. I can't say that this is exactly the way that it has to be done. I just said, okay, that looks good, and then I'm just copying what I've done before. If you want the exact numbers, I can give them to you in a diagram. I'd have to put it somewhere. I don't know where. Put it in the comments if you want it, and I will get it for you. I don't think you need to be that concerned about it, really. I think as long as you've got the stripes on there in about the right places, your pig is going to be just as cute as could be. Okay, we're going to do exactly the same thing on this side because the stripes are basically the same on both sides. Oops. Except for this little top corner piece here. As you can see, they're basically the same. So here we go, up 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and across, except that I'm not, because that's where the head is. And then here we're gonna go, starting about right here, oops, all the way up the body to about right there. Yep. And let me look, make sure. Yep, that's about right. And then I'll fill in with the pink concrete and do a line of the pink concrete. All right. Okay. And I'm kind of cheating a little bit to get it filled in the rest of the way here. Oops. It would help if I paid attention to my own build, wouldn't it? One more, and we're going to go over. I do not pretend that my way of building sheep or pigs or whatever is the only way or even the best way. This is just how I have done it. If you like it, great. If not, well, that's okay too. I hope you build an even more amazing one and that you share it with us so that I can maybe learn from you. Okay, there is the side of our pig. I'm going to go ahead and fill in the grass and the stained glass. It's not very interesting to watch, so I'm going to go ahead and skip that portion, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, I've got my grass blocks all the way to where the front head is going to end up being. So we won't need to go any farther with that. And then I've gone ahead and put my pink stained glass. Now you don't have to use the pink, of course. You could use clear. You could fill it in and just put in extra lighting so that your grass would grow. That is, of course, up to you. But I like the light and I like the pink stained glass. It just seems like it fits for our little piggies here. And I'm going to go ahead and put in my fencing. Now you could, of course, have the trapdoor be inside your fencing. Your locations for your trapdoors are kind of limited if you go up like I did, because I went up the leg on the inside of the body to make my doors invisible from the outside. You will, of course, if you're not going to spawn your pigs inside, if you're in a survival world or however you're managing that, if you're not going to spawn your pigs inside with an egg like I did in my example over there, you will, of course, need to leave yourself a door, bring in your pigs, build yourself a ramp, bring in your door, bring in your pigs, and then you'll need to close off the wall. You could leave yourself a door all the time if you want to. I chose not to because I like that the door is kind of hidden. And this seemed like plenty of space for pigs for me. If that's not the case for you, that is also fine. One thing that you might not know, and I'm going to tell you, is that if you take a piece of carpet, I'm using pink because, well, look at the theme, and if you put a piece of carpet here, then you can jump over the side of your fence and you don't have to worry about your pigs running out. You can do that with any livestock, and it's very handy. When I learned that, I was very excited, so I'm sharing it every chance I get with everybody else. Okay, so in order to finish this off, what we're going to do is we're going to close in this part of the wall with a wall, and then we're going to go up to from here. As you can see, I've just put in some little decorative spots on the back. They don't have to be precise by any means. They don't even have to be there. But I liked them because it gave me some of that pink terracotta all the way around. In fact, I'm not going to put them on this build on camera, and we'll decide if we like them or not later. And now that I have my interior closed off, I can build the head. Oop, I almost forgot to go up 2 and go all the way across. Now here you are going to have some terracotta. That sort of matters because we have this little spot on top of the head. And it is 1, 2, it's on the 3rd spot over. 1, 2, 3. And you'll have 1 more coming out from that, and we're going to go ahead and leave that there. Now for the front of the face, for the front of the head, we're going to come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I am too low because I didn't leave another block. Look at that, me making silly mistakes. This has 2 terracotta blocks, 1, 2, in from the indent, 1, 2. Alrighty, and then you'll have 2 terracotta blocks here, and we'll come out 1, 2, 3, 4 from the terracotta. 2, 3, 4. The pig's face comes out a long way. Are there any blocks on this side? Yep, there are 2 on this side as well. So we'll come out 1, 2, and we'll do the same thing. Oops. And as you can see, there's no decorative element on the bottom, so we can just go ahead and fill in the bottom of the pig's head. Well, just leave that there. And you can fill in this gap here inside the head or not. That is up to you. If you choose not to fill it in, then you're definitely going to want to light it up if you are in a world where hostile mobs spawn. Okay. Now to do the ears, what you're going to want to do is first we're going to put a dot here of the terracotta. I'm going to go all the way across and give myself a platform to build on. I'm going to take my brown terracotta and go up 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to take my pink terracotta and build around to make the ear. Alrighty, and then I'm going to fill in the rest of this with the pink concrete. All the way around to the pig, and we'll go in and put in the terracotta elements in a moment. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. It's exactly the same ear setup on this side. So you can just look at what you've already built and echo it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there. And we have 4 brown terracotta. And here we go, 1. Go in there. Thank you. And we're going to come out here to the front. Now our little pig goes up from the corner to do the eye. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is 1, 2, 3. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're going to put in our eye, and that's the black concrete on the outside. And then we have the white concrete on the inside. On the front here, I'm just filling in because I'm going to cover this section with the nose. Shoot. Excuse me. And the nose is very simple. We're just going to center it on the face by coming in 2 on either side, and it is 4 wide and 3 high with a pink terracotta in the middle on either side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll put 2 in the middle here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll go ahead and put 1, 2 pink terracotta. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and go all the way up. 1, 2, 3 to finish the head on this side. And then we'll go ahead and fill this in. Then we have some terracotta to add in. We'll go 1 pink concrete and then 2 pink terracotta. 1 and then up 2. And we can go ahead and put pink concrete there. This whole section is pink concrete, so we can go ahead and fill in the rest of the head. Awesome. And then we can do the same thing on the next row. The entire next column is pink concrete. Then we have, this one's a little trickier, but not really. If we go back from this way, actually, that one is also pink concrete. I lost my count. Sorry about that. And we have more pink concrete there. Now this one, we're going to have to give some terracotta. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to give 1 block of terracotta. 1, 2. See how that goes? 1, 2, 3 up from the nose. And a block of terracotta. Then we'll go back 1, 2, 3, 4 and put in a block of terracotta. Or you can start back from the back right there if you've built yours like mine, in the order I built mine. There's probably a more efficient way to do this, and if I built this myself just for me off camera, I probably would have done it more efficiently, but I'm trying to capture all of the pieces at one time so you don't have to go back and go, oh man, let me change that, any more than you absolutely have to. And there is our little pig. Now, if you decide that you like it just like this, that is, of course, totally fine. But if you stick around for just a minute, I will show you how to turn this pig into my favorite pig, which is the muddy pig. And we'll give it a little tulip on its head. Give me just a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, if you've stuck around this long, then you know that we're about to turn this cute little pig into an even cuter muddy pig. Now the muddy pigs are fairly rare in Minecraft. Only 1 out of 10 pigs will become muddy pigs if they roll around in the mud, and the water will wash it right back off again. They run a little faster, and that's about the only thing. I'm going to take a few licenses with my muddy pig because frankly, in order to do the muddy pig, we would have to bury this little guy all the way up his body in mud because they literally are mostly covered in mud. I don't really want my pig covered in brown that much. So I'm going to give him some muddy spots and do the thing that I like the best about the muddy pig, which is to give him a flower on top. You can, of course, be as letter perfect as you'd like. I'm just doing this for fun and for just the adorableness of it. And this is the way I've compromised for the look for myself. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start here at the top where I'm adding the flower. I have 2 different colors of brown. I have the brown terracotta and the brown concrete. And I'm going to go from the front 1, 2, and go here and put in my brown terracotta. My brown concrete. And I'm going to go down the side 1 and just replace that. And then I'm going to add 1 block up. And then I'm going to, if you really want a muddy pig, then you would need your entire legs to be brown in various colors of brown, and then you would go all the way up and cover almost all of the stripes with brown. There'd be a layer of brown 2 deep across the bottom of the head, and then there'd be a layer of brown all the way on this side as well, and covering up even part of the tail. I don't want to do that. I think my pig is really cute. So I'm going to make him muddy-ish without making him truly an exact replica of the muddy pig. And I'm just going to go in and put some mud on my pig. Like he stepped in the mud, but maybe didn't roll around in it quite that much. You can, of course, do this however you like. I just want you to see how cute they are and what I did with my own pigs. My pig farm creature thing in my survival world is a quasi-muddy pig, and it makes me very happy. Every time I see him, I love his little tulip on the top of his head. It makes me just laugh. They're such cheerful little critters. Okay, I'll show you what it looks like when it's done, and I'll go ahead and put in the rest of my mud. I'll be back in just a second. Okay, and there we have it. Here is my somewhat muddy pig. I made some adjustments to the color palette for the little muddy additions because I had originally planned on using brown concrete, but I found that up against the pig here, it looked, up against the pink of the pig, it looked a little uncomfortably like poo for me. And I want my pig to have been wallowing in the mud and not something less pleasant. So I went ahead and changed those little spots of the brown concrete to the brown terracotta instead. I think it looks much better. I also chose to be kind of careful and selective about where I put what around the backside for the same reasons. You may not be so squeamish as me, and you can go to town with whatever colors you like. But there is my version of a muddy pig. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Have a lovely, lovely time crafting. I'm Larky, and I'm out.